Several severe thunderstorm warnings to come across the state from Monday evening into early Tuesday morning, including for the Valentine area, Kearney, even Lincoln for a time, and just east of Beatrice early this morning. As for the storm reports, to show you what was actually observed out of these storms, there was a 65-mile-per-hour wind gust toward Brownlee just after 7:30 last night, but hail up to an inch, quarter size, if not half dollar size, was observed in and around Valentine yesterday evening. Then we go over to Kearney. You heard me mention they went under a severe thunderstorm warning for a time after midnight, close to the 1 o'clock hour, and hail up to a quarter size observed there, if not a little bit smaller, about nickel size toward Miller was also observed. But then we have a lack of reports across southeast Nebraska. So if you have the time, you did measure some hail overnight. I'm sure the National Weather Service of Omaha would love to hear from you. I know there was some hail coming with some of the heavy rain through Lincoln last night, which did prompt some of the severe thunderstorm warnings in the area, let alone what rain we did see. They were pretty good rainfall rates, but luckily these storms are moving at a pretty good pace not to drop too much rain over one area in too short amount of time. But looking at 0.3 of an inch, we saw all of that in Lincoln in about 20 minutes time before thunderstorms kind of have been moving to the south and east so far this morning. About 500ths in Nebraska City, about a tenth, a little over a tenth in Wahoo, and then closer to half an inch in Hebron and Kearney from overnight. So the streets are soaked. You're waking up to that on the north side of town. Look at our ABC Seamless camera here in Lincoln. Temperatures statewide are in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees with fairly light winds. A little bit more of a breeze with some of those thunderstorms as they're moving on. There's also some areas of dense fog forming on the edge of these storms overnight where we've had some clearing skies. You can see visibility down to around a half mile, if not a quarter of a mile at some times. So there's a dense fog advisory that the National Weather Service has issued for areas of central and southwest Nebraska. That will be in effect through the mid-morning hours of today. But as we look at some of these storms, most of them, again, that main line continues to push east and southeast. We still have a good cluster of storms on the northeast side of town and the county moving toward Ashland and Gretna here this morning. And then a couple of straggler cells you can see kind of popping up here over the last half hour or so toward Fairbury. These are all moving east to southeast with time, so not done completely with the rain across the area, but the rain will be coming to an end as we head toward the mid and late morning hours. And then eventually the clouds will diminish into this afternoon too. We'll see some isolated storm development is expected across southwest Nebraska this evening and overnight before those will diminish into tomorrow morning. So a low-end risk for severe weather, a marginal risk does clip southwest Nebraska and actually extends all the way into the panhandle of Texas. But as those clouds are expected to diminish, we are expected to get back to 80 degrees for the first time in about 10 days time, and then only continue to warm up from there on out the rest of this week, looking at a couple days in the 90s Friday and into Saturday.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Jess.